friends, welcome back to another vlog. This is going to be another weekly vlog. I've been really enjoying that sequence of putting things out kind of on a weekly basis, so I hope that you've been enjoying spending the weeks with me. Interestingly, this week I have somewhat of a busy schedule, I would say. I have a few things to kind of pre-record because I'm going home for the holidays in a couple of weeks. Then I have a few other like event-y things, like my friend's having a little Christmas potluck, so I want to make some stuff for that and probably film it and record it. On Saturday, my second cousin is getting married, so I'll be going to her wedding ceremony. Yeah, just a couple of other little things. I decided today to book a hair appointment. I was gonna wait until I got back to where I live in Ontario because I have a person that I go to there usually and she's great. But honestly, what happened was in my last vlog, the cleaning vlog, I had my hair half up and I always get half a head of highlights since I started dyeing it again. And then I knew that my next appointment was going to be a full head of highlights because I don't usually get the underneath done, which is fine because I don't wear my hair up a lot. But I was watching the video, and in the video where I'm cleaning and like zipping around the house, my hair's half up and I was like, oh, it's so bad. Like it needs to be done. At the end of last vlog, I was feeling quite unwell. I was really congested, and I'm sure you can probably hear it in my voice still. But I'm actually feeling a lot better now. It's just kind of like the remnants of feeling congested yesterday. Maybe the thyme steam. Basically, I put thyme in water and then like boiling water and then just like sat with it under my head and just kind of like breathed in the steam. Maybe that actually worked more than I thought because like I don't have really any lingering congestion. Jamie is up at the mountain today. He is a ski instructor. I don't know if I mentioned that before, and the season is just now starting. He works up at one of the local mountains here in Vancouver. So today he's not working, but he decided to go, I believe, just like up skiing with a few friends, which is nice. I'm still deciding what I'm gonna do skiing. Last season, I actually worked at Cypress as well, and so that meant that I got a free pass. This season, I definitely don't think that I will invest in a pass because I really don't think I go enough to justify it. I might just do like a few day passes and go up with Jamie or by myself. I really got into going by myself, and I also got a new ski jacket and a new like I think it's called the bib, which is like the snow pants with like the overalls. I got a new setup from Eddie Bauer, which was amazing, so I want to try that out. And I got skis, I think either last season or this season before I got my own skis. So yeah, I think I might at some point try to get up there. Because it's starting to get very dry here and cold, I've been trying to really load up the face moisturizing products. I have shown the products that I used before, but this is from Versed. It's the Dew Point Gel Moisturizing Cream, the retinol serum. I just started using this. I need to get a new one. I really like this. It's really affordable and it's really nice and thick, and I think very good for the winter months. Since I started using like these products as well as the snail mucin that I occasionally use, like I really haven't added anything to my skincare routine. I just really keep it simple, and then of course sunscreen throughout the day. And then last night I put Aquaphor over my whole face and slept with that on, and I'm feeling a lot better today because my face was so dry. What I will say, if you use Aquaphor or Vaseline or something, is like I always sleep with a towel on my pillow because otherwise I feel like it just like rubs off on the pillow and then your pillowcase gets all gross. Okay, so here's the hair. I didn't get it cut or anything, I just got it colored, and you can't really see in this light, so I'll give you a better view tomorrow. But right now I am just getting ready for the movies. I'm making myself a little dinner, and then my friend Ariana and I are going to see Love Actually in theaters. I don't know why they're screening it, but I'm so excited because it's one of my favorite, all-time favorite Christmas movies. I'm gonna get ready for that, and then I'm going to go to that. Some would probably argue that I left the eyebrow tint on a little bit too long. However, whenever I get my hair done or colored or whatever, I like to also tint my eyebrows, and I tend to do it a little bit more intensely just because I like the look of like the contrast. So when my hair is like a little bit lighter and I get it done, I honestly like the look, but what I will say is like it's a bit intense right now, and even looking at myself I'm like, ooh girl, but it will fade. It's just a matter of waiting. We went to Love Actually in theaters and it was such a nice experience. I brought myself a little hot chocolate, so did Ariana. Yeah, it was just really nice and cozy, and I absolutely love that movie. One observation is that it is giving a little bit fat phobic. It's been a while since I watched the movie, and I just noticed how many comments were made in that spirit. I think it's like just a little bit outdated, but overall it's a really good like feel-good movie for the holidays. But just like if you haven't seen it before and you're wanting to watch it, then just know that like that is something that definitely was a little bit off-putting for me, unfortunately. Today I am going to Georgie's as usual, and then I actually don't know what I'm going to do this afternoon, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Okay, the outfit for today, nothing new here. Carhartt pants, this Eddie Bauer jacket. I kind of fold it up because I like it better when it's kind of like cropped a little bit. And then this hat that I've been wearing non-stop. A lot of people have asked me where this is from, and by a lot of people I mean like one or two. It's from Zara. This morning I started my Christmas crafting and baking series. So the first one that I'm going to be doing is a Christmas garland with, I got oranges and limes and grapefruit. So I'm really excited. I've never made a garland before. And then I got some twine and a needle to like weave through each of the oranges. And now I am actually recording a very significant podcast episode, which I'm really excited for. It's going to be all about money, and it's going to be, I think, 3 parts. So I'm just recording part 1 now. I did a big Q&A on my stories yesterday, and the responses were so interesting. Basically, the idea behind the series is it's going to be called Choose Your Money Adventure, and essentially what we're kind of exploring is the relationship that you grew up on when it came to money, and kind of the path that was laid out ahead of you, or laid out for you, I should say, and then being able to like take a look at it and understand how you got to where you were, and then be like, is this where I want to continue going? And the reason that I'm doing it is, as I've discussed before on this channel, I have really been working on changing and shifting my relationship with money, and that's been so impactful in my reality. So I want to be able to share that journey. I've been having this feeling for the last few days, and it's connected to the law of assumption. I've had a little bit of a difficult time wrapping my head around it because I am someone that very much feels that I have to be actively controlling every single aspect of my life in order for things to go a certain way. But what I've been encouraging myself to do lately, and what I've been experimenting with recently with respect to that habit, because I've noticed that it just really stresses me out and like makes me feel quite exhausted, is I've just been trying and experimenting with just like assuming that things will work out. And I know that sounds kind of counterintuitive when you're not directly involved, but I actually did an episode about this. It's called Get Uninvolved, where I talked about just the fact that there are so many things that go on within our reality and within our physical bodies that don't require our intervention in order to like function well. And so I've just been kind of using that in my reality creation and manifestation practices recently, just like not feeling like I need to be so actively involved, especially when my involvement is like riddled with anxiety and the need to control. I always have to ask myself, like, where does that come from? Letting things go a little bit more and like being a little bit more uninvolved in how things unfold while still responding when I need to what's going on in my reality. I'm gonna make myself a little quick dinner. I think I'm going to, I just saw that we had a Beyond Meat burger in the freezer, so I'll probably make that with like some pasta. I don't know. Okay, so while that's just cooking, I'm going to try to finish my book. You may remember that I've been reading Norwegian Wood. I kind of stopped reading that as soon as we got back from Mexico, and I'm about like 82% done. So I just need to finish that. And interestingly, like, I'm a huge advocate for like not pushing yourself to do things that are meant to be for pleasure and add like a sense of urgency to them. But I have to tell you, and I have to be honest, because I am weak and I gave in to setting a Goodreads challenge for myself this year. This is the first time ever that I've actually completed it. But interestingly enough, I set like a target that I thought was like low, but in reality, I think it's actually a lot higher than I realized. But yeah, I'm actually kind of proud of myself. That's like a cool thing that I didn't expect to happen. I went through like a lot of reading phases where I'd read a lot, and then like some phases where I didn't read much. And when it comes to reading, I just really don't put pressure on myself to like finish things quickly, because I just find that like really takes away from the experience. Good morning. It is Thursday morning, and I wanted to quickly touch base because I had briefly mentioned this idea of like the law of assumption and not getting involved in certain things. And I have like a little experiment that I want to run today. Basically what I've been using it just like to do like little experiments is with like logistical things. So just as an example, I got my little brother Ronan for a Secret Santa, and I got him a pair of slippers. Ronan, if you're watching this, well, it's too late now because I already mentioned, but I don't think he watches these vlogs anyways. So I got him a pair of slippers. I got them delivered to my home in Ontario so that I wouldn't need to fly with them. And I got a notification from the tracking company or whatever, and they said they've been delivered, like all good. And then I texted my parents and they were like, no, there's no sign of them. So I was like, okay, let's just run this little experiment. I'm gonna set an alarm in my phone for tomorrow at like 8 a.m. and I'm going to assume that this will have naturally resolved itself before that alarm or by that alarm. And sure enough, like a couple hours later, my dad said, okay, we got them, like all good. I was like, huh, interesting, because like I could have spent a lot of extra time like ruminating and trying to fix it, but it like naturally fixed itself. Basically why I'm telling you this is because I have not been able to find my mouth guard, or like my night guard. It's basically the thing that I put in my mouth to stop from grinding my teeth. It costs like a lot of money, I think like a few $100s. I just like haven't been able to find it for the last 2 days. I'm setting an alarm for myself today at 1 p.m. It is now 10, so the alarm is for 1:40 p.m. and I'm saying I will assume that I will have found the mouth guard by now. So we're gonna run this experiment together. I've looked around a bunch, and it's just one of those things where I'm like, okay, I've looked in every possible place. It's probably one of those things that like it's just going to be in the most random place that I didn't expect. You guys, I'm sorry, that's gross. I can't make this up. It was in a place that I had looked like already 10 times, and I moved like there was this little like jar of Vaseline that I was moving stuff around, and I moved it and I set it on something, and I set it on the mouth guard. Like that was literally 2 minutes ago that I made that video. Believe it, don't believe it. I'm not trying to convince you about anything. It's just something I've been experimenting with. And I also found the case, which I've been looking for a really long time. Found this as well under my bed. Okay guys, I finished my Christmas garland. I'm actually very happy with how it turned out. Some of the pieces were a little bit burnt and some of them didn't look great, but to be honest, I kind of like the imperfect kind of look. So I hung one up in the door frame and then I hung one up by the window. So yeah, that's my first Christmas DIY. I posted a TikTok about it, so if you want to check that out. Honestly, I was thinking about like going out and having like a little solo day. It's pouring rain and I'm trying to decide if that's going to be a deal breaker for me. My thing with rain is that as long as I'm warm, I'm okay. So I've layered up. I'm wearing my Eddie Bauer jacket. I'm wearing a pair of like, let's lower this. These are from On. They might be waterproof, I'm not 100% sure. These shoes are waterproof. I should be good. I should be warm. Good morning. It is Friday and I am looking the way I am right now because I'm making a few Christmas videos continuing the TikTok series about different Christmas recipes and DIYs. Today we're doing like a Christmas bark, which is super simple, and we just grew up eating this. It was always like one of my favorite things, but it's basically just like saltine crackers, brown sugar, and butter and chocolate, which I feel like everyone loves those ingredients. So my friend's having a potluck dinner tonight, so I'm gonna bring that. I'm also going to make this like casserole that I've been making when I've been going to like get-togethers and stuff. It's super easy, very unhealthy, and it's basically just like this hash brown casserole. You've probably seen it on TikTok before because I've made it a couple of times. One of the places that I used to shop at all of the time, this little local like produce place, is permanently closed. I thought they were just like closed for a few days, and then I went up and read the sign, and it turns out that they're permanently closed. That is heartbreaking and makes me very sad because they were like a cute little local shop that I love to go to. It's really nice, so that makes me sad. So yeah, I'm gonna make myself a quick lunch, and then I'm gonna get started on the recipe, and then hopefully I can have like a little rest in between going to tonight's potluck. Okay, so while that soup is heating up, I'm just going to prepare the casserole, hash brown casserole that I'm bringing. So I started by preheating the oven to 350. Now I just use a whole bag of hash browns. I use cream of mushroom soup because I don't eat meat, but if you're not, you can use like cream of chicken. And then one of these of sour cream. And then I'm gonna melt half a cup of butter and add that in. And then the last ingredient, as you can probably imagine, is just a bunch of cheese. And then I'm just gonna pop this in the oven for about an hour, and then when it comes out, I usually add like a sprinkle or a layer of crunched up corn flakes, which adds a nice crunch to it. That feels good that that's done. Now I think I'm just going to have a little self-care moment before I have to go out and everything. I think I'm honestly just going to watch something on the projector, maybe a little Christmas movie, and maybe have a little nap before I go out. We'll see. But this has been a lovely vlog and a lovely week to spend with you all. Thank you as always for being here. It's so nice to be able to create these videos, and I hope that you're enjoying watching them as much as I'm loving creating them. So that's it for this week. Excited to see you next week and get back into the prep for Christmas, some more snacks, some more DIYs hopefully, and some more spending time together. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.